Chris, the Coach Ruisi, presents Business Succession Strategy with Stephen Reed.
Good morning, everybody. This is Chris Ruisi, the Coach, and I'm here with Stephen Reed of the firm of Cowan, Gunteski, here in beautiful Monmouth County in Tin Falls in their brand new office building. Just recently opened, and they occupy the whole building. It's approximately, I think Steve says 7,000 or 8,000 square feet? 13,000 square feet. The building got bigger. And they have 36 employees here, and they service all of their clients. The Cowan firm has been consistently rated as one of the best places to work in New Jersey. And Steve has been kind enough to give us some time this morning. And we're talking about succession planning for business owners, something that many business owners don't do, or when they decide to do it, they decide too late and they miss out on many opportunities to maximize how they leave their business, so to speak. But first, a little bit about Steve. As I said, Steve is a managing director of the Monmouth County, New Jersey office of Cowan. He's the director of the firm's manufacturing and distribution division. He has been a keynote speaker at numerous business and professional service organizations, civic organizations. He was a featured speaker at the CP America International Annual Conference with the CPA America. He was a cum laude graduate of Rowan University, very impressive. And he is a member of the American Institute of CPAs. He is the past president and co-founder of the Corporate Resource Alliance, an organization dedicated to the ideal of providing a full range of complementary services to business. He has been honored as Citizen of the Year on 3 different occasions by various organizations, and he is a member of the board of the Monmouth Ocean Development Council, or MODC. Steve, I don't know when you find time to work.
I did all those things.
You did all those things, so it's our pleasure to be here. We're talking about succession planning. And as you know, and as we have talked on many occasions, business owners sometimes do dopey things. They do those things really for the most part for a lack of knowledge. They don't know what to do, and then finally a little light bulb goes off in their head, and they decide, geez, I got to figure out my exit from this business, and what am I going to do? And when they generally do that, they realize they haven't got enough time to do it the right way. And I always tell folks that when you start your business is when you need to begin to think about how you're going to exit your business. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. That's great advice. It really is. A lot of times people don't understand that their business is their biggest asset. And they do things to protect their home, their car, even their lives, but they tend not to do things to protect and ensure the continuation of their successful business. And that's where an important business succession plan comes into play.
Okay, well, Steve wrote an article on this, the 5 key steps to successful business succession plan. And I'm going to ask Steve to kind of talk about each of the 5 steps so that those of you who are watching this video can maybe learn something and take action now in order to maximize the assets you have in your business. You know, you make some money from your business, you make a lot of money when you get rid of your business. So Steve, the first point that you identified was that owners should identify what's important to them. Explain that a little more.
What we want owners to do is think about their future. What's important to them? Is it important to continue the business? Is it important to get family members involved with the business? What kind of quality of life are they looking for? What lifestyle do they want to maintain? All those are going to tell us how to plan for their succession for their business.
So would you suggest that a business owner take a blank sheet of paper and a pen out and start to follow along with those thoughts and ideas?
Not only that, but sit down with your family, because this is a family decision, because it involves the entire family, the extended family. So include your family in this discussion and in this decision-making process.
Now, this is going to be obvious, but I'll ask anyway. As their accountant, their financial expert, consultant, would you be able to provide a family or a business owner with a template to follow to cover all these points?
Yeah, we begin with a starting point for them and initiate the conversation. We're more like the facilitator, just to get things going and get the discussion started amongst the family members.
So it's really important to sort of do a mental mind dump and get all the key points on the piece of paper.
Throw it all out there.
Okay. The next point that you mentioned, Steve, is decide who is most capable of running your company.
That's really important because a lot of times business owners feel that their son or daughter are the ones most capable to run the business, and they really want to run the business. Sometimes the children don't want to tell mom or dad that, listen, you know, I like this business, but I really have no interest in running it for you. So you need to have that discussion, too, with your children and to see, are they capable? Do they have an interest in running it? And if so, then we can engage conversations with them as well.
I guess the key thing here is for the owner to really stress with their children, if you don't want to run it, tell me now.
That's okay. That's okay. Let us know now.
Absolutely. All righty. The third point, develop a mentoring program.
Part of the key for succession planning is transitioning the business. And what you want to do is not just transition the ownership of the business, transition the customer base, transition the suppliers that you're dealing with. Everything from top to bottom in that business needs to be transitioned, because your goal as a business owner going through a succession plan or a transition is to ensure that the business will not only survive, but thrive without you.
Okay. Now, obviously, the sooner that type of mentoring or guidance takes place, the better. But is there a general rule of thought that if I wanted to exit if I've had my family meeting, develop what's important to me, determine who's going to run my company, and I've done all that in the right time frame, and I know that I want to be out of my business on December 31st, 2010, when would I push the button to start all these things? Is there an ideal time to start all this activity prior to the exit?
Yeah, the typical time is a 10-year window. You really want to start thinking about this 10 years before you execute your plan. You need to allow adequate time to build these relationships, identify who's going to be running the business, and do the transition properly. And statistically, that's about a 10-year window.
Wow, 10, I didn't think it would be that long out. I've often read or certain 3 to 5 years before you want to sell, but 10 is a much better chance of success.
Yeah, 3 to 5 years. Typically, if you look statistically at those, the transition doesn't work well and those businesses don't do well.
Everything sort of gets rushed.
That's right. You have to fire drill at the last minute.
All right. Okay, good point. Now, the fourth point that you raised in your article is document your succession plan. Okay, to what extent should they document it?
When someone tells me they have a succession plan and they say it's here, I know they don't have a plan. Unless they have something down in writing, and they're not going to commit to it and follow it. So it's very important that we document and have it in writing. And it's a dynamic plan that changes. It's not something you come up with, put it on the shelf, and forget about it for 10 years. It's something that evolves, and we have to tweak continually because the environment changes, the economy changes, and things change. And so you need to change your plan as well.
Now, who should they share the plan with? Many people get a little bit insecure. Maybe I'll push Dad down the stairs, he'll twist his ankle, and I'll take the business over a lot sooner. That's a sort of a humorous and sad commentary, but who should they share it with?
Obviously with family members, obviously with their professionals, attorneys, financial planners, accountants, obviously are part of that whole process, and also the employees and the key team in that business, because you need buy-in from the key team and the employees of the business, because they're going to help you ensure that your business continues on.
So they don't want to be nervous that when the old man dies, what's going to happen to me?
Absolutely.
All righty, okay. Is there any particular format that the plan should take, or just a free-form narrative?
Starts out as a free-form narrative, but after the conceptual ideas are put in place, then we need to hone them down and get specifics as far as specific actions and then target dates on when those need to be completed. Otherwise, it won't happen.
Okay, good point. And the last point that you raised in the article was to review the plan regularly.
Yes, that's something we just touched on briefly, but given tax law changes, the plan that we put in place now might change given if there's a tax law change or given an economic change in your industry specifically. And so it's something that needs to be looked at, revisited, and tweaked.
Okay. Now, would that be something they do every year with their financial advisor, their accountant, if you will, or their attorney on a set date within a group together, or is it something he does individually with each one of his advisors?
Typically, you'd want to have an annual checkup with your professional advisors.
Okay.
Just like there's a personal life cycle, there's a business life cycle. And just like individuals get checkups for physical health, businesses need annual checkups for physical health purposes as well. So it's an annual checkup that we go through with our clients just to make sure that things are in order.
Okay. Steve, this was great. Let me ask you a question. If there was one thing, one overriding thing you wanted to tell a business owner about succession planning, what would it be?
Be honest with yourself, be honest with your family. Sometimes family members are not capable of running the business, and that's okay. Then you look within the business to see if there's a key team within the business that can take over and run this business. The last thing you want to do is put someone in charge of running your business who's not capable of handling it.
Okay. Well, this was great, Steve. I appreciate it. For those of you who would like more information on succession planning, feel free to contact Steve here at the Cowan and Gunteski firm. His phone number is 732-676-4100, and his extension is 4070. And you can email Steve at sreed, that's S-R-E-E-D, at cowangunteski.com. That's COWANGUNTESKI.com. And for those of you who want more information on how you can succeed in running and growing your business, you can contact me, Chris Ruisi, at 732-275-9222. My website is the www.thecoacheszone, and you can reach me at chris@thecoacheszone.com. Steve, thanks so much for your time today. This was great.
Really enjoyed it.